June 2024 Predictions, by Jucelino Luz. Dreams are not predestination. 1. In Brazil, new scandals continue, calls for arrest, crimes against authorities, politicians that could spread paralysis. The problem in Brazil is always the same: whoever is in power, little is changed, whether it's left, right, center-left, or extreme right, or left, while supporters of political parties from different segments are fighting among themselves. All these supporters and the population in general are being harmed and deceived by the system implanted in Brazil. Those who are dominant act in this way because the political system, judicial system, constitution allows everyone the privileges, power, condition to act in that way without being harmed. If an extreme change doesn't happen, nothing will work. The crimes that have been committed are all provided for in Articles 288, 288A, and Article 2 of Law 12.850/2013, Article 317 and Article 333, provided for regardless of whether they are authorities or politicians who have privileges or guarantees by immunity. They fall under Article 5. All are equal before the law, without distinction of any kind, guaranteeing Brazilians and foreigners residing in the country the inviolability of the right to life, liberty, equality, security and property. The Constitution itself recognizes that privileges cannot be given to those who commit crimes. It's not used much in Brazil, because they've created intermediate tools to protect those who commit crimes in Brazil. Every citizen has the right to denounce any irregularities they become aware of, while public servants have the duty to denounce these practices, primarily with a view to the morality and efficiency of the public. The administrative authority, when it becomes aware of this irregularity, should immediately investigate the facts that have been happening in Brazil, as well as monitor the actions of subordinates in this investigation, giving rise to due process of law and the commitment to investigate, especially with regard to the legality of the procedural acts being practiced on a daily basis. In addition to investigating, the administration must respond to requests or complaints within its sphere of competence, demonstrating in particular the way in which it acts when provoked to investigate irregularities, in honor of the principle of publicity. In this way, the whole country is at risk because the legislative branch, the Senate in particular, has not acted to curb the excesses and ends up acting in partnership. The agendas are all against the nation and its people. The people, who are forced to vote, don't have the right choice or fair representatives there. They still have the audacity to claim that the people trust the electoral system. Who does? The system makes 90% of them corrupt. They don't vote for anything in favor of the population. There is no project that is good for the people. They can come into power, left, right. Brazil will always be behind. More and more poverty, more and more violence, more and more corruption. Only the characters change. Remember this very well. We are in an election year. Change the system and Brazil grows. Why? No more privileges. Everyone will be treated with true equality. Injustice will end. Resources will be directed to the right places. Society will participate more. We won't have poverty. We'll have more education, health. There will be more left over for investment in the country's growth. What's more, the country is very rich. Perhaps you don't know, it wasn't the people who removed Collor and Dilma. It was the system, disagreement between the people's representatives there, internal process. The clean record law has been paralyzed, the system has been politicized, the justice system has bowed to injustice. They're not bothered by demonstrations, because they have no power. They are deciding what they want with their vote. Too bad the voters think they're doing the right thing and they're not. Finally, don't watch, delete or turn off. Don't give publicity to these people with dubious intentions. 2. Heavy summer in Asia and can cause damage in Indonesia, with volcanic eruption. Japan, China, India, Korea, and many people can die. Heavy rains can hit these countries with storms, floods, and destruction. 3. A strong earthquake will hit Japan and can cause a lot of damage. 4. Floods in Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, Germany, Moldova, Hungary, Croatia, Bulgaria, and other countries, with a lot of damage and people homeless in some parts of Europe. 5. England will be hit by strong winds, strong tornado, devastating some places. With floods and tsunamis, and a possible attack will shake the country, economy down, banks at high risk. 6. A 7.0 earthquake can hit China, causing a lot of damage. And there can also be a tropical cyclone, with deaths and damage, heavy rains in Hong Kong. 7. There is a possibility of a major 8.0 earthquake in Indonesia. If it doesn't happen this month, then we can say that it will be possible on December 18, 2024, and also letters have been sent to the authorities and to some universities there, also not preventing it from being lower in intensity on the Richter scale. 8. A strong typhoon on its way to China, Taiwan, Macau and the Philippines can cause many victims. 9. Facilities. Storms and floods can hit Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile, Bolivia and Peru, causing deaths and casualties. 10. A strong storm with devastating rain will hit the Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Mexico, and Nicaragua, with some areas flooding, causing casualties and people. 11. A major cyclone, hurricane, is causing destruction in Papua New Guinea, Samoa, New Zealand, Australia, with many victims. And possibly a strong earthquake will hit New Zealand. 12. An earthquake with a magnitude of 7.0 on the Richter scale will hit Nepal. 13. In Brazil, heavy rains in Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, Paraná, Santa Catarina, and Rio Grande do Sul, bringing snow in some places, with more than 10 degrees below zero. Also the rain will affect almost all the north and northeast, is causing serious flooding, landslides, and there will be some victims. 14. In Acre, Amazonas, Tocantins, and Para, as well as other regions close to Brazil, there will be a 12% increase in deforestation and illegal mining, which will become dangerous in these regions due to the lack of inspection and where a minority is complacent with organized crime. And above all, in Acre, a major fire can leave victims. 15. A strong earthquake and flooding in the Philippines will bring disease and many victims in some regions. 16. Large cracks in the mountains of Thailand, Burma, and the Himalayas can cause landslides in inhabited areas, as well as floods and the possible crash of an aircraft. 17. A strong typhoon will cause flooding in India and Vietnam, damage and problems in the countries. 18. A strong storm with floods will hit Laos and Bangladesh, meaning that thousands of people will be left homeless and many people will be killed there. 19. In some regions of the USA, it can be affected by tornadoes and hurricanes. And it will cause damage and deaths in that country. Some tornadoes can reach more than 300 kilometers. The force of the winds will cause a lot of destruction. It will be hundreds of injured, dead and thousands of harmed. And fires in California, Washington can victimize many people. An attack can victimize many people in a large shopping center in the USA. 20. A strong earthquake will hit Chile. 21. Storms and winds may hit Bolivia and Colombia, causing many victims, floods, landslides, and in some places we will have attacks against buildings and public places. 22. In Australia and New Zealand, several storms will hit those countries, causing destruction and victims. Intense heat may cause fires, strong earthquake. 23. Severe drought will hit some places in Africa, which can cause water shortages and rationing, as well as increasing violence in some places. The Ebola and Marburg viruses will increase in several places in Africa. 24. Intense heat, strong rain can cause destruction in Greece, Turkey, Russia, Germany, and there will be a strong earthquake in Greece. 25. In Brazil, the strike has reached some regions, with the population joining in, and the possibility of further stoppages, and so on. 26. In Canada, the severe drought is causing destruction, forest fires, with a lot of damage to the population, and problems of planned attacks by malicious people in some places, heavy rains and landslides. 27. Heavy rains will hit Norway, Sweden and Denmark. In some regions, there will also be flooding, stones rolling on the roads, and a strong earthquake in the Norwegian Sea. 28. Heavy rains in Argentina, destruction, flooding in some regions. The cold will arrive very strongly in some regions, causing a big drop in temperatures. 29. In Uruguay, the rain can cause destruction, floods destroying crops, plantations. The possibility of a plane crash, also problems in the economy, which will provoke protests in the country. 30. Heavy rain will hit Paraguay, causing flooding. Disturbances in some regions. A crime can victimize a well-known person or politician. 31. In France, riots, demonstrations, with a possible panic in many people. on the other hand, a fire of major proportions, heavy rains, floods, and an attack. 32. Severe rain with strong winds hit Croatia, Bulgaria, Serbia, Slovenia, and Bosnia, causing destruction and possible loss of life. 33. Heavy rain will hit Taiwan, which can cause a lot of destruction. A typhoon is approaching the country. Macau could be hit hard. Also a strong earthquake near Taipei. Climate of tension in the country with China. 34. The crisis and bomb attack in Turkey can kill many people, and a strong earthquake. 35. An attack in northern Israel can kill more than 20 people. 36. Floods cause destruction. Possible deaths in Italy. An earthquake will hit the country, causing many victims. A strong earthquake hits the country, a volcanic eruption. 37. An attack in the Republic of Congo, Africa can kill more than 30 people, with more than 70 injured. Floods hit the country. 38. In Belgium, an attack can kill innocent people. Heavy rains hit the country. 39. In Peru, floods, heavy rains will hit the country. A strong earthquake in Peru. 40. Earthquake in Mexico can cause deaths in the country, heavy rains in some regions. 41. Heavy rains with strong winds will hit Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, causing destruction and deaths. 42. A strong earthquake will hit Papua New Guinea, measuring between 6.0 and 7.0 on the Richter scale. 43. In Portugal and Spain, fire seasons can be the start of the season of intense drought that will hit these countries with destruction of forests. In some regions it will also be causing by heavy rains. 44. In Austria, Switzerland, Germany, and Hungary, severe rainfall, with deaths will be caused by floods, lightning, strong winds, and a fire with devastation in forest parks. 45. Heatwave hits Japan and South Korea with above-average temperatures. Major storms and floods hit the countries. A volcanic eruption hits Japan. Economic crisis continues to. 46. Extreme temperatures. Strong sandstorms can hit Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, also in Saudi Arabia, which can experience a major building fire and a possible attack. Fires will cause damage. 47. An attack in Germany can kill more than 12 people. 48. Rains cause destruction in Hong Kong, and 2 typhoons can hit China, Taiwan, Japan, the Philippines, and Macau, causing destruction and deaths. 49. Heavy rain and a possible earthquake in Cambodia can kill many people. 50. A strong seismic activity of 7.0 can hit the island of Brava and Nova Sintra in the municipality of Sotavento in Cape Verde. Fires and heavy rain can also cause problems. Warning. The author expresses his predictions here. He is totally optimistic and positive. He is 70% right in his predictions. What he wants to do is transform this percentage into positive energy for human beings, so use negative news to learn, evolve, prepare, and protect, not to provoke exorbitant levels of anxiety, anger, fear, panic, sadness, paranoia, and stress. It's ideal to learn to distinguish between what you can take with you and what you don't need. After all, we can't live completely free from the news that we think is bad, whether we like it or not. Avoiding it would be impossible on a planet where the majority of life is made up of ego, ambition, power, greed, and sin. We live in a universe that moves with both negative and positive energies, which are occupying the same space in an environment, to an equal degree. At all times, they will try to consume you or occupy your mind and body. Use the negative for personal transformation, preparation, protection, in order to uplift and provide for your life. Be happy, have faith, transform your path, positive your steps, towards a higher